Evil Corporation, yes, that's right. Evil Corporation here on the Radiant side, and let's start getting into that real quickly right here. Obviously, we got Evil Corporation, a team that if you watched me and Han or any of these teams, if you watched Han in general, competitive Han, you know who these guys are. This is a team that's made up of 4 of the 5 players at least, former Han pros. Talera being that 5th one. I was told that he does play Han, but maybe not necessarily the most popular former Han player, especially compared to the others, but obviously fits very well with these guys, and if anything, Buddy's with them and doing pretty well. Now, going over the roster, we, of course, got Chaoli in that top spot. He's a drafter, as we knew him from Heroes of Newerth as well. He's going to be playing the Sand King right here as that... as more of the force support, not necessarily the offlane Sand King. They're running the force support Sand King. He's doing the roam with Book, who's on that Miranda. Again, another player you'd recognize. We got Nox playing the Terrorblade. Yes, the one, the only Nox. The man known for just notoriously PvEing and getting that creep farm. He's on the Terrorblade here, and I'm sure he's going to be doing fantastic at that. Then we have all these Chinese letters right here. That's actually Onmi. Onmi playing the Tinker right here. Obviously, many players, many Han viewers of sorts would definitely recognize who that player is. He's actually considered would be one of the more stronger mid players, especially in the later part of the Heroes of Newerth scene. So, looking forward to seeing how they do against a team in F5. F5 is a team that's got some strengths themselves. They've definitely been around the block, and expecting some good fight out of them. We are tied at 1 here at about 2.5 minutes in on this. But on the other side, we have RMN playing the Bounty Hunter, Illidan on that Slark. We got Yol playing the Warlock, 633 on the OD, and Lolik O on the Omni Knight. So, taking a glance at kind of the lineups right here and seeing what we think. Again, jumping into really just the beginning of the game right here as the draft was finishing up, so haven't really got too much time to necessarily analyze it just yet. But we do see ECX here, Evil Corporation. They are running the aggressive trial lane. That's what got them this first blood early on. And look at this Smoke Ink now coming out. They're going to rotate, actually, to the middle lane over here. Let me actually check something real quickly. I am getting a little bit of spikes here and there. I believe there might be some downloading going on in the background. That would be it. There is, sure enough, downloading going back in the background. I'm not sure why that was happening. So I just turned that off right there. Hopefully that fixes the issues that we were having. 653 called Biz, apparently. All right, try to remember that right here. Anyways, the rotation to the middle lane is going to come up short in the sense of getting any kills, but they will box out the OD, and they force Bounty Hunter to get the hell on out of there. So he's going to head towards the top lane. Yeah, so I had something downloading in the background on Steam. I had to restart it. I was getting crashes when I was trying to join the game for some reason earlier, but looks like, again, it should be fixed now. Anyways, so yeah, as far as the makeups here at ECX's lineup, definitely love the aggressiveness of the Mirana Sand King. I mean, this is really old school, right? You got the equivalent of the Magnus Valkyrie, of course, from Han. You got the Sand King Mirana here. We're talking about the early Dota days, too. Very, very old school heroes that had that potential to roam, no doubt, together and very effectively. So I kind of like ECX going the old school route right here. Really, Book being the one playing the Mirana, So, you know what? I think Sand King's actually more the 5 here, right? Now that I'm really looking at this, I would figure Mirana's going to be the one they want the farm on. I figured Chioli may be actually more the 4-role player while Book is that 1, or excuse me, the 5. But, again, I would assume that, well, I don't know. Maybe, again, getting the early, at least, Blink Dagger on Sand King obviously is very important in itself. So, curious to see how that farm works out. They're going to go for the Omni Knight here at the top lane. The stun comes out. The arrow on top of that. No chance for Lolik here to get away from that one. Beautiful coordination. That's the strength of that combo. The Burrow Strike into the easy arrow of Mirana sets up a thus easy kill. You see at the middle lane some harassment back and forth. Going to be fine though. But Terrorblade now, he is in that range form and putting the damage onto the tower with that Metamorphosis. This should be an early tower kill here coming out for Evil Corporation. You see, speaking of Terrorblade again in the hands of Nox, like I said, this is a player that definitely is notorious for getting that farm done really every single game. Always very impressive. Oh, the stun on a Bounty Hunter. They saw the arrow go away right there. They know they had something. You even saw the pings coming out, but unfortunately, I don't think, the Sand King, the one with the dust, actually, so they are not able to spot him right there, but well played to get away at least. But the tower kill, again, is successful. That was killed, right? Oh, my God, it was denied by Omni Knight. Wow. I caught up what's happening right there, but Omni Knight doing a good job porting back in, actually denying the tower. Very well played on his part right there. So Yeah, sorry if I'm sounding a little bit biased here. Again, you see these players I know very, very well from Heroes and Newer, so kind of using that strength to my advantage. And I'm a little bit of fanboyism coming out right here. I'm not obviously I'm not trying to. This isn't an official cast by any means of some hub or anything like that. This is my personal cast, damn it. So if there's a little bit of biasness, then deal with it. All right, now I'm doing my best to try to be fair, obviously, to both sides, but. Yeah, there is a part of me that definitely would like to see Evil Corporation win this matchup, of course. They're one of these teams that I am following definitely in the Dota 2 scene. Yeah, that's something else I wanted to bring up, actually. Speaking of Evil Corporation, they've obviously had a bit of a grind to get to it, as all these teams have, but they defeated Kai P in the last round here of these qualifiers. As, by the way, Warlock bottom lane, there's no chance for him. 4 players collapsing to set up the easy kill right there. He thought he had a chance to escape, but Yol... Well, you live in the YOLO life. Unfortunately, gets picked off there. So, well played, though, by Evil Corporation again. And now they're going to push this tower as a result. But, yeah, they beat Kai P yesterday in their final match, actually. Kai P, we're looking at a team that has Sing Sing most noticeably, of course, a very popular streamer of sorts. But you also got Bone 7, Sexy Bambo, Fluff and stuff. I mean, that's a very, very solid team there with a lot of experience across the board. And Evil Corporation... They took them out. I mean, these are only best-of-1 series up until this point. So, there is that part. It's like, well, they just got better than that one game, but that's all they needed. They needed the one game, and they got the better of them. And this is a team that's really trying to make some stride now here on the competitive Dota 2 scene. And obviously, that's a big victory for them, but still work to be done now against another solid team in F5 right here. But you see pressure here at the bottom lane. Oh, flank coming in there. We're going to have a big fight breaking out. OD leading the way. Going to put Jelly under. No, he burrow strikes through. Gets stunned into Omni Knight, actually. But the repel's up on OD, so going to keep him alive. In the background, though, Terrorblade, he is Kai. He's in a lot of trouble. He doesn't... Oh, he used the Sunder, but actually not nearly enough to save himself right there. Not sure who he used the Sunder on, but as we saw, it just wasn't to be. A beautiful flank coming out from F5 here. And they will also get the kill set up on a Timbersaw. So not only do they prevent the tower from falling, they get the kills, and the tower is actually in deny range. So we'll see if F5 looks to turn back and actually finish off that tower themselves after pushing here at now the bottom lane. But yeah, I'm just kind of glimpsing out Fantastic 5. Yeah, this is a team from the CIS region. Of course, very experienced players. Illidan probably the most noticeable here on their side in the hands of Slark here for F5. But speaking of experience, they also have plenty of it. So no doubt you probably lean a little bit towards F5 as far as being the favorites here in this matchup. But again, Evil Corporation coming off that big victory over KP yesterday. And looking to grind strong. There is going to be the imprisonment on a Jelly right there. Omni Knight joining the party. Level 6 here. Again, Omni Knight obviously receiving those nerfs here recently. And I think that was 6.88E if I'm not mistaken, or F even. But still a worthy hero, as we see here in the hands of F5. But yeah, again, really haven't done that just yet as far as analyzing the whole drafts. I mean, really like both team makeup, but looking at Evil Corporation, this is a very strong team fight team. This is a team that wouldn't mind pushing earlier on in the game. Obviously, they got a lot of gank presence though. With that said, as well, I guess the team fight not as strong, but the gank presence is where their biggest strength is going to be. And the Mirana Sand King. Roam in itself is so strong. You got Timbersaw and Tinker able to be very mobile and dealing plenty of damage, including burst damage themselves. And then you got Terrorblade for the consistent carry to eventually ideally take over the game. So definitely liking the come-togetherness of ECX's lineup here. I call them ECX because that's what they were tagged as in Han. I guess they are just EC here in Dota 2. Maybe we want to try to refer to them as that. But uh-oh, bottom lane. Bounty Hunter here with the OD, going to put under onto Timbersaw. And Timbersaw in a lot of trouble as a result. He will, sure enough, get picked off. He got Terrorblade nearby, but there was no way he was going to be looking to be involved in that. That was pretty much a lost cause. So double damage rune spawning at the bottom rune spot down here. Nobody picking it up just yet. There is really no vision on it, so not able to. I guess there is actually from the Radiant side, but they're not going to attempt it. Instead, it will be the Dire the ones that pick it up, as OD going to throw that bottle out. So 4-4 game right now. We see Ty. How's Tinker doing? Own me here on the Tinkers. Got that early soul ring. Another 1,800 gold saved up, so well on his way to the bots, the Blink Dagger. Looks like his progress going very well here. Slark at the top lane. He's going to pounce away where he'll easily be fine. Trying to set up a gank at the top, but a little bit too quick is Illidan right there. Yeah, Slark already proven to be. It's almost like I kind of forgot he was even in this game. He was early on, kind of jumping into it. But I mean that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing when the Slark is being very very sneaky like. And man, he already has a Shadow Blade at freaking 11 minutes into this game. That's pretty ridiculous. So Shadow Blade gonna be delivered to him, and that's a fantastic start for, well, the Fantastic Five right here. So. Speaking of gank potential, I mean, obviously he can bring that. He also got the Bounty Hunter on top of that, so they kind of got that really the jump right there. You got a 4-staff on OD at least soon to come, I would assume, as he's going to get the drums actually first right here, so we'll see how that works. Oh, Burl Strike into a huge crew, on and out with the heals, but Tinker as well as a Terrorblade are here on top of that, put under onto his teammate, that being the Warlock. He has enough chance to get the rock out, but he's not going to use it actually. Very interesting. I'm sure that was going to be a panic rock, figuring they need to, but man, the fact that everyone lived right there, that is pretty impressive. And how about that? The Shadow we're going to full here, the Bounty Hunter. Man, I feel like Evil Corporation missed out on a chance to make some big plays right there. Now Timbersaw at the bottom lane. He is in some trouble himself. The Bounty Hunter nearby has that track ready to go. Nope, going to just simply Timber Chain away, and he'll actually be fine right there. So. Yeah, to clarify, GLE is TPS priceless. Again, a name you'd probably recognize if you're a former Han viewer. He actually became GLE in the later part of Heroes of Nearth as well, so it's not necessarily that surprising. Tinker caught at the top lane, by the way. So many distractions going on, but that's just Slark catching him with a Shadow Blade and putting him down. I mean, Tinker just simply getting caught, so the solid start for Own Me. You know, it's not that it's getting horrendous by any means all of a sudden, but that will slow down him quite a bit. But, man, look at that farm in Illidan. 6,700 gold net worth now, especially after that Tinker kill right there. So you got OD and Terrorblade going neck and neck. There's the track put up onto Terrorblade right there, but not really in the primest spot to go for the jump. But, yeah, there's the drums finish now into OD. So that really makes a point that this is a F5 team that's really going to be looking to just get together here early on in the game and start pushing in some towers. I guess they like their strength. The Warlock Golem is out from Warlock. This symbol, I don't think he tried to use it to push anybody or get a kill. That was just simply to push the tower, it seems like. So it takes the tower, and they do get the easy kill as a result right there. So the decision by F5 to use that ultimate cooldown secures that middle tower, so well played there. Now Warlock looking to find farm elsewhere, or maybe stack some camps, but yeah, Warlock, he has 1,400 gold saved up, so not too shabby for him. You see Tinker's got those bots now. He's going to go back to base, and, well, go back out. So being the active Tinker that you like to see, and you think the Blink Dagger going to be coming next in line for him. Timbersaw, Chain Spike away. Timber Chain. For some reason, I keep wanting to call it Chain Spike. Not too sure why. But Timber Chain going to be used right there to make the escape. Oh, what was that? That was actually Mirana getting caught up here. Not sure what he's doing by himself somewhat. You see Slark, I guess Tinker was also up here, but keep an eye on the minimap better. I apologize for that. But nice pick on Mirana, and Slark continues with that Shadow Blade. That's really all that comes down to right there. That Shadow Blade pickup is early on. Very effective already. Now Timbersaw in the middle lane. He's in trouble. The collapse onto him. The heal's going to come out the second he does, and there's just no chance. Trying to use that Timber Chain, but doesn't even connect in time. And he gets picked off. So now a 7-4 lead for the Fantastic Five here. Again, to clarify, this is a best of one. Oh, Epicenter at the top lane. Tinker coming in as well. You see right there the purge, though, from Illidan. He's looking to make the escape, and that he will. I got to say, that seemed very greedy in the first place. The stun just not lasting long enough, of course, and he has that pounce. He's got the purge of the Dark Pact. He was able to easily escape right there. So they were kind of hoping he would just, for some reason, extra panic. I mean, I guess Tinker, the timing was probably just a little bit off as well. If Tinker ports him, right as the stun happens, it may be a different story, but it seemed like he started porting in pretty much as the Epicenter was already channeling, and that just gave plenty of time for Slark to react right there. So it's understandable that EC is obviously trying to be greedy with some gank attempts here, especially on the likes of Slark, but it does not come through right there. And now Slark, the Echo Saber, well on the way. The Oblivion Staff already purchased by him. You see Hannah Midas even now picked up by the Warlock right here. That is a 5-position Warlock, and he'll gladly gladly have that in his hands. Meanwhile, you have the Omni Knight and Guardian Greaves is well in the works for him. Of course, the mech is going to be first, and then combining those two components into those Guardian Greaves. Very powerful item onto him. Helps out his ability to, well, get off his abilities in those team fights. So keep that distance as well. There's the Echo Saber, though, finished on to the Slark. So it feels like right now that F5 definitely is starting to get more and more control of this game. This Terrorblade going to really need him to kind of step up big time. They're going to need the Tinker to come through with some kills here, I think it's safe to say. Still does not have that Blink Dagger. Feels like he's been working on that next item for a while here, and for Tinker, you know, it's used to kind of just checking them every couple of minutes, and all of a sudden a new item is purchased. But not that I'm faulting Onmi by any means, but again, it just seems like that a little bit further behind than they would like to be. So just a couple. How is Terrorblade doing, by the way? He does have that Dragon Lance as mentioned earlier, but that's really it for the time being. The Ring of Aquila, of course, as well. 1,400 gold, though, saved up. I wonder if a BKB is going to be higher priority for the Terrorblade here or not. We'll see what he looks to progress into. I can't say I'm too familiar with Shadowblade builds. I would think something like the Manta style could prove to be obviously very effective, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see what Terrorblade decides. He does get the Blade of Alacrity, so leaning towards that Yasha into the Manta style makes sense right here. Yeah, again, to also kind of go over how these are the open qualifiers of the Boston Major. Obviously, all the regions are taking place. Each of the open qualifiers, there's 2 open qualifiers. Each of them last 2 days. So this one started yesterday, finishes up today. At the end of this one, the winner of it, of course, goes to the regional qualifiers, where there's then 10 other teams, I want to say, that have already been invited by Valve to join that. Timbersaw, by the way, top lane, Port's coming in. He's going to be put under, but he does have support nearby. Here's Mirana coming through with the arrow. It's going to collapse on a Warlock, and that'll just allow Timbersaw to get the hell on out of there with that Timber chain of his. More ports coming in. No, he'll be fine, actually. That was actually the animation bug right there. So good job getting away as everyone for Evil Corporation. Do not want to be giving up kills if you can help it. So they'll make their escapes, and they'll be good. But yeah, the second qualifiers do kick off tomorrow, so it's pretty much go, go, go here. And then the regionals, I'm not exactly sure when the regionals kick off, to be honest. Do they start later in the week, or do they start next week? I don't know if somebody in chat would actually know that, but I'm not sure when the regional qualifiers themselves do begin. But this is the last round where it's best of 1. I'm double checking that right now, but I believe this is the last round of best of 1. So if we make it through here, you do start to go in. No, I apologize. Actually, there's this round and then the next round are best of 1, and then you got the round of the semifinals is where it starts to actually get to best of 3, and the semifinals and grand finals. So this is the round of 16. Okay, so yeah, this is the round of 16 right now. So okay, I'm being told. So I guess it starts pretty much right after the second qualifier is finished. So yeah, these qualifiers are just all about momentum here, baby. So this whole week is going to be into the weekend. Going to be some busy times here. That's awesome. That's awesome, though. All right, cool. Well, it looks like there's plenty of casting then to be had here on this channel. Welcome, everybody, by the way, with that said. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Getting on stream a little earlier today. I usually don't start streaming until about an hour or so later from now, but obviously with these qualifiers taking place, I was excited, damn it, to cast some of this action. Just doing this on my own time here. You know, no one's I'm not working for any studio for these qualifiers or anything like that. So I just wanna cast some Dota 2, damn it, especially some of my former Han companions. So that hashtag Han Trash doing the work here. Solid Dudes, another team that of course I was excited to see how they would do with Insania, Mickey, and crew over there. They unfortunately lost in the previous round. They lost to who did they lose to? KBU Junior, a team I don't really know anything about, and they seem like one of these newer teams as well. So, but perhaps in the second qualifiers, I can make a play there. All right, Terrorblade does have the Yasha finish now. Meanwhile, Slark, another 2,200 gold saved up on him. Here comes Sand King to the top lane. Going to try for another combo right here, it seems like. To get the coordination. I mean, Tinker is close to this time, but no, it's not going to be able to get in range. How is Sand King with the Blink Dagger? That's still way off right here. He has a Tranquil Boots, but only 500 gold saved up. Mirana, yeah, it is Mirana in that 4 role, and she only is playing that true 5 role here, so Speaking of Blink Dagger, well, OD will get one of its own. He does have the Force Staff on top of that, the drums, as we mentioned earlier. So nice items coming together. Top lane, though. Rock does come down from Warlock. Looks like they were trying to make the jump onto Slark right there. What do we right as they were initiating? But I guess neither side ultimately going to get a play out of it. You do see the Warlock Fatal Bonds attached to everyone, but again, not going to be enough for any turn kills, just simply to save his teammate. But that is a big cooldown used, and obviously Evo Corporation very aware that it was. So we'll see if they can get a play, but without a Blink Dagger on Sand King, it's not the easiest to get that jump. But hey, Terrorblade will just continue his farm meanwhile, which, you know, gotta say, it's not necessarily keeping up with OD, let alone Slark even, who's way up there. In fact, knocks in trouble, and he goes down. The Sanity's Eclipse will secure the kill, and he Blink Daggers away for the time being, puts under onto whoever is chasing him right here. Looks like that was a Sand King, and that will be the end of it. Well played right there by the OD. Just enough damage to take on the Terrorblade, so sorry, Nox, a little bit of Caster's Curse kicking in right there. Just happened to be kind of going over him and what he's doing here. So KBU is a CIS team made by Dread. He's a top 3 Dota 2 streamer in terms of viewers. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Seems like he has potential, and again, defeating a team in Solitudes there. So Slark, meanwhile, takes out Tinker again. Man, this is not looking good for Evo Corporation, as much as that hurts to say. It really does. I think Fantastic 5 is in a, I don't want to say fantastic spot again. I've already done that this game. They're in good control right now. This is a game where it's all kind of in the momentum, and it's just kind of hard to really see Evo Corporation. They just don't feel like the scariest team. It feels like Terrorblade, you know, he's not really. I mean, we haven't really seen him involved in too many big fights just yet by any means. But as far as you know, what he's bringing to the table in these fights, it's just not a whole lot. You'd figure with the Terrorblade, you know, yeah, he needs to really get that farm to be quite the beast, of course. But get that split push going on. We have not been able to see that presence just yet. Granted, it's only 23 minutes in. Slark, by the way, okay, he's fine. He pops the BKB. He's newly acquired BKB right there, and he'll have that regen kicking in from the Shadow Dance as well. So all of a sudden he's back to full life. Now that BKB is going to be on cooldown, but yeah, it doesn't seem like he's going to be too worried about that course. Smoking towards the middle lane, trying to catch the Omni Knight right here. Any kind of kill they'll be happy with, considering their lineup especially being about the gank presence. That kind of goes back to Evo Corporation only have 4 kills at 23.5 minutes right now. Just not the prettiest news for them. Track applied to Talera right here. Bounty Hunter just kind of having fun with them. And he'll, oh, no, he's not going to get out, actually. He will walk it off here instead. Yeah, support coming in, and they're going to stick around, and now here comes Slark opening on a Timber Cell, but they could not get OD there in time to put him under. Thus, Timber Cell survives, but this should be a tower kill. You do see Sand King up here. I mean, again, he really wants that Blink Dagger. He's counter pushing at the top lane, but they probably would like him to be involved down here because the fight's breaking out. Whoever they caught there looks like it was Book. He cannot leap away. That pounce is too strong. Talera will be able to Timber Chain away, but just not nearly enough. Oh, nice job. You got OD. Look at all those auto attacks coming out as a result of his Hurricane Pike. This looks pretty for F5. So they're going to fall back now. OD will port back towards the top lane. He's going to catch Sand King. Sand King being a little too greedy up here. And I think Chiel is going to be picked off. So really any bit of farm that he happened to get up here is kind of almost lost in a sense. They put some pressure on the tower, but now Sand King's dead for another 30 seconds. So meanwhile, oh, Rock comes out. They catch Nox. They kill Nox. This is going to be huge. He puts the Sunder out. Looks like that'll be more than enough to keep him alive right here as he just walks it off. But the tower, meanwhile, at the top lane, so all that work at the top lane for that tower push is it's pushed in right there as well. So much for that progress. It's got to be so frustrating for Evo Corporation. Their comeback potential, again, it just doesn't feel like Terrorblade is one to really be the most intimidating until much later on in the game when he has crazy farm work. And now, I mean, that is a 4th tower kill. Sure, it was denied, but that's now 4 towers down, and only the middle and the bottom secondaries left. So it is still hope for Evo Corporation right here. And a stun on the Bounty Hunter, actually. There's an initiation further onto the onto the back row, but he gets a kill off the epicenter. Is that going to be enough for a kill? Yes, it is. A laser coming out as well in the background from Tinker, but now Tinker in trouble. He gets stunned out of his port attempt. He's trying to port out right here. Use the recharge. Gonna be locked down, though, and he will be killed. The rearm, excuse me. Now Tolera's in trouble. He goes down. Sanity's Eclipse doing work. Down goes Nox, and it is clean up for F5 right there. They committed, trying to pick up the Omni Knight in the background. Well, they got him. But it came at a massive cost right there. Now, a complete wipe up, 17-5 lead now for F5. They are just in full control, and I don't think Evil Corporation is going to have much more fight left in them. It's just one of those cases, again, being a best of one especially. You grinded all through yesterday. You beat a very solid team in KP to get to this point, KP even. But now it looks like the road may be coming to an end early here in day number two of these open European qualifiers. F5, gotta say, they look like a strong team right here, and again, they most certainly are. Like I said, with some very recognizable players on them, especially Illidan being one that even I know pretty well, considering from the watching I've done over the years. Granted, I'm just getting into casting here, but definitely a name I recognize from many TIs. So. Yeah, I see a lot of chat going on in my chat there in terms of F5 and how this is nothing to be disappointed about if you're Evil Corporation. I definitely agree there. I mean, the fact that Evil Corporation made it to day 2 as a new team on this competitive scene, you know, especially in the European region, it just seems like there's so many active teams that are coming about here in the Dota 2, especially this being a new season here with all the rosters and teams and everything. So I think they can be fairly proud. They beat a solid team in KP there, but gonna run short here. It just feels like, again, not over yet, but kind of hitting against a wall now. But there is still a second qualifier, so kind of see how they do further or kind of improve on. I think you almost have to, not that you should have that mentality that you're not going to be winning these open qualifiers going into it, but again, as a newer team, set realistic expectations that the chances of you winning it all is very, very little. Instead, be more worried about your individual performances and your individual game performances.
That I may not falter in my flight.
As far as where it went wrong here, it's hard to really pinpoint. I mean, Slark was able to get free from. They got the first blood. The aggressive trialing, it seemed like it was pretty strong. I don't know if outdraft is necessarily a thing right here. It felt like Evil Corporation's lineup was solid, other than maybe Terrorblade and his fit in this lineup. I guess that's where you could argue, was he the best carry choice? This isn't necessarily a push lineup, a team fight lineup. This is more of a ganking presence lineup, and I don't know if Terrorblade is necessarily the ideal carry for that. You see at the top lane, more and more picks happening. Look at this, the double golem is up here as the Axe is picked up by Warlock, so that's just even more presence now in favor of F5. Now they're going to pour back, or Omni Knight will at least, to counter push here at the top lane. So again, ECX doing a point that, making a point that this isn't over just yet. They still find hope here as Bloodstone down to 5 charges on Timbersaw meanwhile. Manta Style is finished though on Terrorblade, but you see that net worth and the experience lead is so massive in favor of Fantastic 5 here. Bounty Hunter, by the way, he has a Dagon level 2 now. Saw that being used earlier. Yeah, he got a very, very early Shadow Blade on that Slark. I forget the exact timing of it. It's right, like around 11 minutes, I want to say. He got a kill on a Tinker right away with it as well. So it's kind of the mixture of that really just hurt Evil Corporation and kind of set them behind, I feel, earlier on. Tinker just never necessarily came online. I mean, he's got a nice core of items now, that with the Aether Lens, the Blink Dagger, and the bots, but this is now 30 minutes into the game, where by now you'd expect to at least have that next tier item on top of that, whether it's a Scythe, you know, whatever it may be. But still trying, going to counter push at the bottom lane, and that's, I guess, the one positive that Evil Corporation does still have. They got the split push. They got the ability to keep distractions up for F5, and having them to constantly pay attention to that. Illidan getting somewhat low right here. He's going to be fine, but MKB, by the way, on him now, too, so jeez, that damage ridiculous. Just pops the Shadow Dance, and he'll just walk away and be back to full life. That hero's just ridiculous sometimes, man. Hey, speaking of Scythe, OD's like, you know what? I have enough farm to pick up one of my own. Why don't I just do that? So there's a scythe picked up on OD. Yeah, this is an OD that's actually been out-farming the Terrorblade and Tinker massively this game as well. I mean, he's been in that second spot for basically the whole game. Obviously, Slark at the top of the charts, but OD definitely got to give a lot of credit to Biz here. I mean, it's pronounced Biz here, a.k.a. 633. For Fantastic Five, so almost a good thing you could say he's kind of been the MVP in a lot of ways. I mean, Slark sure has obviously done a lot of work, but he did get that free farm, and that's the reason for it. But you got 8-0-5 Slark, 6-0-5 OD. I mean, Bounty Hunter, 2-1-10. It's just, you know, only having 5 deaths in total. I guess 6 if you add it all up, but only the 5 kills for EC. Very, very pretty here. This is a team I could definitely sing. I mean, I haven't been watching a lot of these. I didn't watch a lot yesterday. I was very busy myself. But this is a team that in F5 that, again, from what I'm kind of just reading, and I could definitely see it, that they're one of the favorites to, I would think, win these qualifiers, whether it's this one or the next one. This is a team that looks very good, honestly, across the board for them. So, again, you see the split push, though, from Evil Corporation, basically doing the strat of let's sit in our base and let Tinker do his thing.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Tinker does have 3,500 gold saved up. So how do you push in if you're F5 now? You're going to need for some Blink Dagger initiation. Catch Tinker with a Scythe, I think, is kind of key for that. Chioli, man, he's still trying to get that Blink Dagger. He's going to Sandstorm and port the hell on out of there. He does have 1,600 gold saved up, so he's kind of getting there. They can get the Blink Dagger on Sand King, I mean, and level 11 on top of that, which he's just about has. Oh, more hope. Okay, he has. God, he must have sold something right there. Oh, he sold his boots. Well, he does not have any boots anymore, but he's got a Blink Dagger, so hey, I can't blame him there. I mean, yes and no. I feel like if they were showing that they were pushing in right now, then that makes a lot more sense. The fact that they're not necessarily going in just yet, though, makes it a little curious to just sell the boots just like that and get the Blink Dagger, but, you know, that is the key item as well. The Blink Dagger is what they really needed here. And they're going to try to force the fight, and Sand King's dead just like that. Sanity's Eclipse just melts him down. Tinker also caught up to the side. I don't know what that was about right there. They really got greedy. You're in a spot where you kind of have to be, but but yes and no. I think you could have still afforded to sit in your base here for Evil Corporation and play. I know it's not the most fun game to play, but going out like that clearly did not work. I don't know how Sand King got caught as he did. Caught it as he was dying, basically, but... And there was a buyback, I believe, used, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it looks like Tinker did buy back right there as well, so... Got a lot of damage on a Timbersaw, meanwhile. Yeah, only having the 2 stuns as well is not the prettiest between Sand King and Mirana. Mirana is not even the most, you know, you need that setup stun as the Burrow Strike, which again they have, but the lack of overall lockdown is definitely a concern as well for Evil Corporation. Again, I kind of wish I was able to see the draft get in there. Oh, they're going to go for Illidan right here. Is it going to be enough damage? It looks like maybe. Yes, it is. The Epicenter secures that kill. That's got to feel so good if you're Evil Corporation. Chioli will manage to get out of there as well. So that's what you need if you're Evil Corporation. A little bit of extra green in the case of F5. They happen to not be all together at that exact moment. And sure enough, they catch Slark for the first time this game. Even Warlock Ultimate was used. I mean, they still have their whole base. None of their base towers have been destroyed yet in the case of Evil Corporation. Now, I don't want to overblow like how big of a deal that is, but it means that Evil Corporation has at least still some kind of hope here for them. So that's got to, again, at least morality-wise, that's got to feel somewhat good for them. There's the BKB, by the way, and Terrorblade was talking about that. He's going a very traditional build, it feels like. Meanwhile, Sand King top lane, I mean, he's not, okay, maybe Burrow Strike, Sandstorm, Blink Dagger. Holy crap, Chioli will actually escape. Well played there by Chioli, who does have Tranquil Boost now once again picked up right here, so. Oh, Bounty Hunter was picked off meanwhile. Not sure where that happened. It looks like Tinker catching him at the bottom lane. Does Tinker have anything new? He has a pattern for a Bloodstone, so he's going to be getting a later on Bloodstone here. Wants the stats, though. Get some charges added up. Once again, guys, you're tuning into the BostonMajor European Qualifiers here. This is a round of 16 matchup here. The first match is here on what is day number 2, being the final day of this first qualifiers. We have Evil Corporation versus Fantastic Five. F5, one of these teams in these open qualifiers that a lot of people are considering to be one of the favorites. Going up against Evil Corporation, some Han trash former Han players, so that's why I'm casting them right here. As YOLO here at the bottom lane, living the YOLO life once again, and may cost him his life. It's not. Wow, they do not chase. As we saw, they could have chased him, and he's dead right here, but they chose not to chase. I mean, oh, he gets stunned, actually, but again, they're not going to go for it. It's understandable why they did it. They felt like support was coming, which, again, as we saw, wasn't there just yet, but you could never be, it's better to be safe than sorry kind of deal. So they decided it's not worth going and committing for a main support Warlock kill right there. Am I going to still continue to cast? Yeah, absolutely. This week is all about the BostonMajor Open Qualifiers, man. That's what I'm doing this week. Again, I'm not working for any hub or anything like that. This is simply just on my own time because I want to get some casting in and some practice, and also because I'm genuinely just excited for these qualifiers here. This is kind of the first major that I get to be part of for the casting scene and being involved now in the Dota 2 scene. So damn it, I'm excited. So get some more exposure for my stream as well. You know, that's kind of the win out of this, I guess you can call it. But no, excited to be here though, and kicking it off with a very good matchup here. So again, I did not cast it yesterday. I was actually celebrating my 30th birthday yesterday. This last weekend, in fact, as a whole. So, but I'm over all of that now. Damn it, screw the birthday. It's all about Dota 2 now. Anyways, so Bounty Hunter gets picked up by Tinker, but at what cost? The Sanity Eclipse takes him out, and he is not buying back due to time restriction. 2:30 still remaining on that buyback right there. Marana also gets picked off, so he 2 for 1. Illidan, he's getting some pressure, but he'll be fine. Repel's put up. As Guardian Angel used? No, they still have Guardian Angel on top of that. So Terrorblade doing his best. There's a double golem coming out from the Warlock. But they do not have Sand King, or they do have Sand King, excuse me. I guess, yeah, no, he is still alive. They say they don't have the initiation, but they actually do. Hurricane Pike used there. Stelera feels the burn. He's good, though. And they're just I mean, that's where ECX still has a chance to win this, man. The lack of siege potential from F5, but on top of that, the counter push, especially with this Tinker and Timbersaw, it's clearly providing a huge issue. Meanwhile, Hex there, they caught Sand King. He was trying to be a little crafty. It's just plays like that. It's just so unnecessary. Tinker and Timbersaw are doing enough counter push. Why even risk going in right there just to get a simple stun off on the golems when that will happen? So the greed is real, unfortunately, for Cheoli, and he's down for another 30 seconds. Now, it's only another 30 seconds at least, but you see F5 making their way to the bottom lane, trying to change it up a little bit, but I don't think they're breaking in, honestly, at this point. So, yeah, you see ODs haven't overtaken the top net worth in the game. He has the Shivas now on top of that. Ultimate for Warlock. It is back up. Good to go. They get the Hex once again. Timbersaw Cog gets healed back up there. This is going to be enough with the Sunder, and it will be enough, actually. He does survive, but Timbersaw, unfortunately for Terrorblade, though, that actually cost him his life. So saving his teammate, it looks like ends up getting him killed right there. And now he's coming back into the fight right here, but with the buyback. But now the pretty stuff exchanging going on. So they finally break through with the tower kill. Marana Invis is going to be used right there. I'm sure they have a Gem of Swords. Not necessarily sure just yet, but there's a stun from GLA. The epicenter on top of that 6-3. No, he'll start 5 as out comes the Guardian Angel from Omni Knight, and that should do it. F5 cleans up. They get 3 kills. Timbersaw and Tinker do survive, but they finally are going to break through and try to take out the racks now on top of that. And OD may even get the kill on Timbersaw as he does. The triple kill for Biz. And I think now Evil Corporation is on the verge of perhaps throwing in the towel here. Now down 29-8, and now their Rax is destroyed. You do have Tinker at the top lane. Gonna push. It is a best of 1, and this is it for them. So maybe speaking too soon in that, throwing in the concede necessarily, but they're going to lose another Rax right here. I just don't see how they're coming back here at this point. I mean, still having the base towers and everything is one thing, but Losing 2 sets of racks now, that's a completely different story.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen. Dire's
Going in
top
right here,
tower is
Tinker.
under attack.
He'll feel the pain there. Down goes Timbersall. And they're just in that overtime phase
Radiant's middle
now.
tower is under attack.
They do get a second chance at a second qualifier. That is a good point.
Tower is
There's the good game, so it will be official. Fantastic Five will defeat Evo Corporation here in this best-of-1 series. So F5, they move on here in these European Open qualifiers. As far as Evo Corporation is concerned, they are going to be knocked out of these first qualifiers. So again, though, it's a learning experience for a team like Evo Corporation, especially. The likelihood of them winning one of these Open qualifiers, frankly, is going to be very difficult and possibly unlikely, pretty low chance, but they're getting good experience out of it for moving forward in the future, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more of them. But Fantastic Five, clearly the stronger team, at least in the one game right there. So congratulations to them. Moving on, Evo Corporation will have to wait till tomorrow to start participating once again in another European Open qualifiers right here. So that's going to do it for this game right here. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and watching it here. Once again, my name is Breaky CPK. You can check me out on social media platforms across Facebook, Twitter, as well as my Twitch and my YouTube, which I do upload any of the casting VODs that I do on there. So be sure to check that one out here. So live stream again. I'll be right back, guys. I'm staying here, but just closing out for the YouTube purpose. So thanks again for tuning in, guys. Be sure to check out all that social media and everything.